you had an early job, I think, as Pluto, right, at Disney World. Could you imagine that, like that would lead to you also kind of being involved in the attraction business?
I worked at Disney. I did magic at Disney. I did magic at Disney. I was Pluto at Disney. I loved Disney. I loved Walt Disney. I met Roy Disney one night when I was doing magic at Merlin's. He came in, and I said, "Where do you stay when you come here?" And he points out, I was at Merlin's magic store, and he points out of the castle, and he says, "I stay there." I go, "Where?" He goes, "Walt built us an apartment there." I said, "Mr. Disney, I can't believe I'm meeting you." He says, "John, don't call me Mr. Disney, call me Roy." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Call me Roy." And I decided that night at Merlin's Magic Shop, if I ever had a business, nobody ever called me Mr. Morgan. Everybody called me John. So anytime anybody tries to call me John or Mr. Morgan, no go. It's if Walt Disney can be Walt, I can be John. And so, but those days, and I loved working at Disney. And the best thing about, like, when I was Pluto, and I'd be standing at Main Gate, and the tram, the monorail's coming at the beginning of the day, and you look up, and here comes grown men in sandals, running, full tilt, knocking kids down to come take a picture with Pluto and Mickey. The first of the day, we had the VIP unit out there. And all day long, you're working with people who are having the single best day of their entire life. They've come to Disney World. So I loved that. And so I was inspired by Walt Disney and my time at Disney World.
So you mentioned Roy Disney. So Walt, the visionary, he had Roy. Do you have a Roy?
I have a Roy. My wife is very smart. My wife, she was one of the, very smart in law school. And I kind of consider her my Roy. The only thing that she has not understood yet is she thinks she has an absolute veto on everything. And so our fights come from, I'm looking for advice. I'm not looking for a veto. So whenever we clash, but I rely on her. And yeah, look, if you read a book a long time ago called The Millionaire Next Door, it takes two guys that make the same amount of money, but at the end of their life, one has a lot of money and one doesn't have a lot of money. The one thing you find about the people who have a lot of money and the people who don't, the people who have a lot of money, rule number one, stay married. When you start cutting shit in half, you lose half, and then you lose. But the millionaire next door always relied on professionals, CPAs and lawyers. And even though we're lawyers, we're not that kind of lawyer. So I rely heavily. So I got a whole team of Roys around me.